look like Mickey and Minnie. The ears, you know. So are you all in Goa Institute?
Yes, ma'am.
And all you have the same major?
Yes, ma'am. We all are healthcare management students.
Okay, great. I haven't met you before, correct? Only Minoti.
Yeah, only Minoti came to Grace.
Yeah. Next time.
Sure.
So I'm all yours.
Yeah, I think Shravani, you could begin. Okay. So, ma'am, we have certain questions for you, and it is purely to understand what is the business like and how are you, achieving the sustainable development goals. So my first question would be, like, we would want to know what your story is. What is the story of Grandmama and how did it start? What is the business model like?
Okay, great. Firstly, I will tell you about Maria and myself. Maria is my business partner. She experienced some issues with her mother while trying to find a caregiver, a best fitted caregiver for her mother. So it was not so easy for her to search, to spend time to interview, to people coming to the house and not agreeing with the services and all this stuff. So it was not easy for her. And on the other side, myself, my grandmother, who was living alone, she fell down, so she had to have a surgery in her hip, meaning that afterwards she had someone to take care of her. In the beginning, my mother used to take care of her, and just like India, I mean, we are almost the same in culture, and the family are really close. And by that time, dementia began. So she had her hip surgery and dementia at the same time. It was not easy. I remember one day that my mother and my father wanted to go for a weekend just to relax because it was not easy to have my grandmother in the house. And so all the rest of us, the two grandchildren and her son, my uncle, had to make shifts in order to help her during the weekend, not to be alone. So at some point, she asked to go back to her house because her house was the place that she really felt well. So she wanted to go back. And we told her that she cannot live alone and she needs a help and assistance. So we decided to find a caregiver through an agency. So the first caregiver came and stayed just for a day. She couldn't manage it. And the second one, at the same time, my parents put some cameras into the house just to check what is happening and all this stuff. And my mother realized that the second caregiver was abusing my grandmother. So immediately they asked for a change, but unfortunately, that was the last day of my grandmother in her life. So imagine how sentiment is all this. I mean, the most the best person I ever knew in my life, she ended her life with abusement. So that was the trigger for me to partner with Maria and to create this Grandmama platform. Grandmama platform, it's a network of caregivers, more than 7,500 so far, vetted caregivers, meaning that we have a procedure of an interview, background check, reference check, and during the work check. So we have some specific, we have a specific procedure that we ask the caregiver to pass in order to be in our platform. We have some caregivers that they have failed, or we have some caregivers who failed during the time that they were inside the platform because they didn't follow certain rules, etc. So we have the largest network of caregivers in Greece. We're leading the industry. And on the other side, we have helped more than 4,000 families to find the best fitted caregiver. And actually, for us, caregivers and families, older people are equal. We treat them as equal because caregivers want someone to find them a job, a nice and decent job. And also, if they experience some challenges and issues, we help them to solve it. And on the other side, the families, the children of the older people or the older, they have us to communicate, and if they have an issue, etc., or if they want a replacement, etc. And our business model is a subscription model for 1, 3, and 4 months. And we have 2 different services. One service is the digital one. I mean, someone can, a family, a child can enter the platform and search and communicate on his or on her own with the caregivers. They can see the profile of the caregiver. They can check about the services that they're providing. They see their background, all this stuff. If they speak well Greek, other languages, if they drive, if they're working in a house with pets, if they're smoking, if they're vaccinated, and especially their the previous jobs, what they have done and what was their background, if they have studied it, if they have seminars that they follow. So this is the first, the one service, the digital one. And the second service is the personal help, as we call it, meaning that a specialized care advisor writes down what you need, and he or she is responsible to find you and propose you some caregivers that they fit on this job. Of course, they speak also with the caregivers if they want this job. So we match them, and they do their own appointments and interviews in order to finalize the employment. So the digital part and the personal help. The digital part is the part that we can scale up easily. The personal help needs people to do all this, meaning that if we double our families, the families that we right now give service, then we need to double our team at least. So we prefer the scale-up model of the digital package. It's not very easy because in Greece, people don't have too much time, or they're not so well educated on internet. They're afraid of internet. So that's why we have this such a service too. Also, we provide the caregivers with education and seminars if they want to follow, specific ones specialized on the elderly care or people with disabilities. And yeah, and that, I mean, the model is just like this. Have I covered you?
Yeah, ma'am, certainly.
Okay.
So as you said that you connect with the you connect the caregivers with the elderly, apart from the digital model physically as well. So can you please elaborate on that? Like, are there any specific channels of, reaching out to them or reaching out to the children of the elderly who need the care?
You mean the marketing and all this stuff? How
Yes,
we
ma'am.
communicate?
How,
Okay.
how we communicate and how you reach to that, like how you reach them
Okay.
via hospitals, doctors, or anything of that sort?
Mainly, we are communicating our platform through social media, Google Ads and Facebook and Instagram. We're thinking lately to do some TikTok. Do you know TikTok? Do you have TikTok?
It's actually banned
So
in
we were
India.
thinking, sorry?
It's banned in India, ma'am.
I didn't get you.
It's actually banned in India.
Okay. So you don't have TikTok. It's a Chinese thing,
Yeah, because
platform.
of
Yes.
privacy issues.
Which platforms do you have?
So we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is now
Okay.
X, and all the other platforms
Okay,
except
okay. The normal. Okay, okay, okay. So we're doing social on Facebook. I mean, our personas, our target market is in the Facebook and in Google Ads. Also, we have strong word of mouth because we have a very good rating on our services. So many families they speak about it, and people are coming through references. We do some because we're a startup. Also, we have a great exposure because we are part of Elevate Greece. Elevate Greece is the governmental hub for startups in Greece. We have won many competitions, and we have got many awards about our services, at least 5, 6 last year. And yeah, we give interviews. We have participated in an incubation program, Orange Grove. So exposure, it's you can get exposure. On the other side, with caregivers, we have a strong community. We have the 7,500 people on it, but we have a community of 15,000 caregivers, a pool where we take people and we do the interviews and all this stuff, which is day by day increasing. I mean, we have at least 10 new people in the community, plus 8 to 10 new interviews every day. And yeah, mainly we have also rich articles, a rich variety of articles on our platform. So our CEO is also very strong. We have more than 400 articles about older people, how to treat them, care, people with disabilities, different diseases. And also we're thinking now to create a series of ebooks for specific diseases like dementia. Especially in Greece, we have more than 250,000 people suffering from dementia, and the number is booming, and most probably by the end of 2050 we're going to double this number. So people with dementia is it's like pandemics, especially in Greece. Greece is is taking the third place of aging population worldwide. So we're one of the top 5 countries that they age fast, and because on the other hand we don't have births.
So, ma'am, I think Sharvari has a question for you.
Yeah, ma'am, you as you mentioned that the platform connects caregivers and the elderly people. So what kind of problems are majorly solved, or what kind of level of care complexities are dealt with related to healthcare?
Great. That's a very nice question. The caregivers that we have on our platform are people from people who have a little knowledge, and they do just companion to the older people, and we reach the level of nurses. So in between, we have people either with a great experience, people that they have received seminars, people that they're registered nurses or assistant nurses. So meaning that we can cover a variety of diseases and cases of older people, from the ones that they just want someone to come, maybe clean the room or just go out for a coffee and do some grocery shopping and or shopping, and up until we have cases where the families have a small clinic into the house, so they need a registered nurse to do the business, to do the job. So it is a big one, a big variety. And because every case is a very different one, I mean, it's not the same. Even two people with dementia, they don't have the same dementia. So we can cover all sort of cases, even the ones that I want today a nurse just for 2 days. We can cover it. Even the emergency cases.
Okay, ma'am, got it.
And do you have like equipment required for all this home healthcare purposes? Like it's a part of your platform as well.
Sorry, I didn't hear your question,
So,
Minati.
so in cases wherein people require critical home health care, where they need probably some medical devices in that case. So, do you also provide those services along with nursing care?
With the medical devices, you mean?
Yes.
Not yet, not yet. Maybe later on we can think about it, but mainly we want to focus to create to enlarge this ecosystem, this network of caregivers, even go abroad, and then step by step, country by country, to build this. I mean, maybe to have an ecosystem. We can bring doctors at home, specialized professionals, health professionals, and all this stuff. Even an e-shop where you can find diapers, for instance. So this can be a huge business afterwards. But we need, firstly, we need to be very, very stable and expand our network.
So, ma'am, I had a question that you have a very unique business idea, and if you have like faced any challenges to survive in a country like Greece, or any of your business experiences in this journey while you develop your company, are there any that could help us?
Do you know the roller coaster? Up and down, up and down. This is the life of a startupper. I mean, I, I love what I'm doing. It's not a job, it's not a business, it's more than this. Um, it's the social impact that it has for the older people, for the families, for the caregivers. And as a business, as an entrepreneurship, of course, you have many, many challenges. Firstly, female entrepreneurs are a little bit, you know, on the side. I think I read recently that only 3%, if I'm not wrong, only 3% globally of female founders, they get funded worldwide. So meaning the rest, sorry, Vishnu, sorry for saying this, but the rest of 97% who are either mixed teams or male teams, they receive the funding. So you can imagine that's a great challenge. Also being in a small country like Greece, which has faced lots of crises lately. Also now with the war, with the Israeli war, the Ukrainian war, everything is different. I mean, we want to cooperate with another startup from Israel, and we found an investor to invest for 2 million euros. And just before we sign, the war came arise. So meaning that we took a step back, because it's not easy for an investor to convince him to invest on a company or on a business based on an Israeli company with a war. So you see, many challenges, from the small ones that you have with the families every day, because as I told you, each case, it's totally different, meaning that you take their challenges and you try to understand in order to find the best fitted caregiver. On the other side, caregivers, they have their own challenges. There are people coming from 23 different countries. There are people that they have lost everything in their home countries, and they came to Greece to have a better future. There are people who have 96% are women. We have people coming from Georgia that they were raped and they were abused and all this stuff. So it is actually what we do. We balance all these worlds, and we are in the middle. Plus, people working the team itself. You need to help the team to be every day in a good shape, in a good condition, in order to help these families and these caregivers. So, yeah, challenges are more than anything else, but this is the traveling part. This is the journey. And I don't know if you know Odysseus, the ancient one from Homer. We have this. I will text you about him. He's pretty famous, an ancient person that he traveled for 10 years, I think, within Greece, just to return to his house, to his homeland. And during this trip, he had to face many challenges. I mean, he had to face dragons. He had to face mermaids that they were singing and they were not leaving him to go to his homeland. Creatures and all this stuff. So at last, he went to his homeland and to his wife, meaning that he had to pass all this journey in order to reach his target, which was to return. So it's like this. It's like fighting with dragons and creatures and go one step in front, 2 steps in front, 1 step back, and all this stuff. Many challenges. But this is the the exciting part. Of course, there are times that I say to myself, oh God, I cannot do it anymore. But it's just some moments that because I'm human. But next day I say, okay, come on, let's go, let's do it. We're going to do it. We're going to find our way and do it.
Ma'am,
Also,
Manoti, continue.
these are the
Yes.
broad challenges that you mentioned from a political and economic aspect. But any other day-to-day operational challenges that you face?
Mainly with the cases, because of each case is really different, meaning that a caregiver that is perfect for one case, it might not be perfect for another one. The same person, which means that families, they carry their own their own problems, issues, challenges on their own. So you take these challenges from their shoulders and you take them as yours. So this is a great challenge for us. The psychological part of the team, the psychological part of the caregivers, the psychological part of the families. There are families that they cannot accept that their parents have dementia, meaning that they're not going to the doctor. So, and an older person that has dementia has many issues. For instance, he or she might not sleep at night. So if you have a living caregiver, she cannot stay awake from 24 hours. That's impossible. It's not human. So we ask them kindly to go to the doctor, to a neurologist, to find the best medicine for them, for their case. And they don't do it, meaning that it's not easy for us to do the job. Not even for the caregiver. Caregivers are heroes, are people that they, not all of them, of course, but mainly they're people that they carry so much challenges in their lives, in their personal lives and on their professional lives. Imagine to get out of your house, come to Greece, come to UK, come to another country, and suddenly live in another house with an elder person that has dementia. So it's not easy. These are the main challenges that we face every day with the families and the caregivers. And actually is how much we want to educate both sides. This is a very critical for us. We're shaping the market in Greece. And we're trying to help both sides to understand in order to find the perfect balance. Otherwise, caregivers leave because they cannot stand, they cannot do the job. Older people, they have no care, etc., etc. So this is a great challenge on its own.
So, ma'am, what are your solutions to these challenges apart from counseling?
Sorry?
What are the solutions? How do you come up with solutions to such different challenges that you face? Because
Yeah.
here people are involved on both sides. Uh, so how do you approach any problem that comes your way on a daily basis?
Mainly, we're using empathy. And empathy is not only for our customers, for the families or the caregivers, but for the team. I mean, inside the team. So empathy is the key for everything that we're doing every day. Meaning that we have to understand the part of the family and the part of the caregiver. And what we're doing, we're trying to find the best solution for them. Sometimes the best solution is to replace the caregiver. Some other times the best solution is to find an extra help for the caregiver. For instance, at night, or take 2 days off per week and find another caregiver to do these 2 day offs. Maybe also another solution is to give the ideas to the families that they need to go to a doctor or to use a specific product for the issues that they're having. So through all these thousands of cases, we are experts on care, so we know what to say to people, what to propose them to make their lives easier.
Very well put, ma'am. So, one last question to you. What impact do you think Grandmama as an organization has created in the society and in the business environment in Greece?
Okay. Firstly, it's a for-profit company, but it has a great social impact. And if we want to talk on an ESG words, then we cover at least 6 of the goals. We have the good health, the third one, the good health and well-being. We have the quality education that we provide with the caregivers. Also, families can take place on this education, these seminars. Also, the fifth, the gender equality. Maybe we're on the other side. As I told you, 96% of our caregivers are women, and over 65% are people from 41 years old and plus, meaning that these people, it's not easily to find a job. Also, we have the decent work and economic growth. The last 2 years, we have managed to increase the salaries of the caregivers at least 100 euros net per month, which is a lot. I mean, the average salary of a caregiver is around 900 euros. So imagine from 900 to go to 1,000, 1,100. So we managed to do this, and families accepted it. Also, we're reducing inequalities. I mean, with all these people, imagine that in our own team we're 10 people, 80% are women, and 30% are people with disabilities. 3 people from the team are people with disabilities. So you see, it's not a CSR. We're not talking about CSR. It is in the DNA of Grandmama. This is what we're doing every day, in the team and outside the team. Most recently, we had a candidate, a caregiver, transgender. Ooh. If you are talking about transgender person in Greece, we're really, really traditional people, and the culture is not easy to accept all this. Of course, we're trying to accept people, but it's not easy. So we have a transgender caregiver, and we found her a job in a care home, which was, it was a surprise for us, a very good surprise. And we helped her because it was not easy to find a job at all. So imagine to be a person that is trying to find his or her identity, and also has to find with a society that doesn't accept her. So we managed to find the best care home that they're open to these people to the transgenders, which is, I mean, it was not easy at all. And she found a job, a decent job to work. Otherwise, she had to stay at home. No money, nothing. So it's everyday practice. It's what we're doing every day. And we don't stop. I mean, I'm thinking that after some years, maybe we will be a global company. We're going to have 30% of our company people with disabilities. This is something that I'm fighting for. And even we have big investors and all this stuff. This is something that we won't leave it behind, because this is how we educate the society. If we're not doing it, then no one will do it. And as Henry Ford, do you know Henry Ford, the T model, the cars, the manufacturer? Yes. He said, this is my favorite quotation. He said that a business that makes nothing but money, it is a poor business. And for sure, Grandmama is not poor at all. The social impact is so high that, I mean, we're really rich. And imagine that we're helping the families to find a solution, older people to have a better quality of life, and caregivers to have education, to have someone on their side, to have a decent job, even if they're coming from Africa, Georgia, Bulgaria, Albania, all over the world, 23 nationalities. Diversity and equality is it's a synonym for us. So yeah, I think this is the drive. And if I could say something about being an entrepreneur, you don't have to think about the money, the profit. Of course, you need to pay taxes, you need to pay employees, you have to pay all the expenses. But if you have a vision, if you have something that you're fighting for, and it's worth to die for, then money will come. Money never is the target, but change the society, it is a great target. It's not easy. Maybe we're not going to change the society, but we're going to put our little stepstone for the next one to come and step on it. This is a great accomplishment. Even the small stepstone, it's something big for the next one to step on it. So this is how we're changing the societies. We cannot do magic. We cannot force people. We need to educate people.
Ma'am, we wish you luck in all the initiatives that you're taking, from employing transgenders and disabled people to helping the society, where at the same point creating and making profits. We really hope that the startup is very successful and continue to be successful. So, ma'am, we thank you for taking your time out to join us and provide us with the opportunity to know more about your company. And we hope that we create some awareness about this, startup with a social cause, and inspire a lot of entrepreneurs in their business ideas. And lastly, thank you, ma'am. And it was a pleasure listening to you and your wonderful experiences throughout your journey. So with this, we end the interview if my teammates agree.
Yeah, you know the best part of this interview, it's your smiles. I mean, I can see that the message was passed. This is it. And this is what makes me happy too.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I thank you for this opportunity. Can you have a picture of us? I can post it on LinkedIn if it's okay with you. I can share it. Okay. Okay, I will make a screenshot. Would you like to smile? Oops. Oh, just a minute. Let's have another one. Okay, ready. I will send it to you.
Yeah, ma'am, sure.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking our time from your busy schedule. This session was
I
indeed
thank
enlightening.
you. I thank you, and have in mind that India is a country that we could find a way to work, and it's something that really interests me because the culture, the family roots are similar to Greece, as we discussed the other time, Minoti. So it is very nice. I mean, the parallelism. I mean, to have different countries but having the same values.
And the demography here is quite different. So we have a lot of youth. Most of the population here is less than 60 years of age. So I don't think gaining providers would be an issue in that aspect.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Let's be in touch, whatever you want.
We'll share with you the draft after we're done penning down the interview.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a nice day, ma'am.
You too.
Bye bye.
Good.